reason why we're here with the van still not being done is because, again, I planned a trip before it was done, but there's a concert going on by a conductor. His name is Joe Hisaishi, and he made a lot of the music for the Studio Ghibli films, and so he's conducting the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, performing some of that, and his personal symphony, not from the movies. So look at these wind turbines. There's so many of them. I'm here with my mom, and we rode today from Georgia to Chicago in the van. It was a very beautiful drive. I loved it. We saw a lot of wind turbines. It was epic.
Louisville was intense because it was the land of the bridges, and we crossed from Kentucky into Indiana.
This is true.
There was bridges everywhere, and the Ohio River was huge, and we did good. We didn't die.
It kind of got to me too. It was intense.
I could not hold it in.
We're gonna go to bed. So we technically stayed an hour outside of the city because we needed somewhere to park the van, but this place was so great and peaceful. It was gated. There was tons of people around. It was very safe. And then we had to go through 3 different tolls to get into the city and go over this big old bridge. It was kind of crazy, but it was a cool bridge, and there's our first glimpse of the city. And we didn't really know 100% what we wanted to do besides like see the bean, and we knew we wanted to go to the Willis Tower because it was like this really cool tower that was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but we were just gonna explore besides that. Hi! We're in Chicago now. We're just walking around. We loved it so much. So many of the buildings had like cool stone features. Like this was just a football stadium but looked super cool. We're about to go up there. It's the Willis Tower. Ferris Bueller goes in the movie, and it used to be the tallest tower in the world.
We're on the subway in Chicago.
Inside a building. They had so many tourist things in the bottom of the building, like that fake subway, and there were so many places you could like take photos, but it was cute. And then when you get to the top, you have such a great view of the city. It's comparable to like going to the Westin restaurant in Atlanta, the big circle building, but they also had this little ledge you could go out on. It was kind of scary, but really cool also. It was just glass. And then we got some real Chicago-style deep dish pizza, so delicious. And then it was time to go to the concert, and it was so beautiful, and we were so excited. Hi! We just came out of the concert.
It was so good.
It was so good. Now we're going to drive out of Chicago, and we're going to spend the night at some rest stop that we find along the way. And there's some cool buildings. They are lit up for Pride. Night 2 in the van. We went to the concert, we left Chicago. Now we're sleeping at a Love's rest stop, and they were so nice. They said we could just park here for free since we don't need the hookups or anything. And then I forgot to mention, but a big improvement this time in the van is that we have air conditioner this time because the solar panels are connected. So even though they won't stay charged all night, we can at least run the air conditioner for a few hours. And we installed the roof vent already, and so we have like a nice cross breeze going from the window we installed. And the vent up here. So that's nice. Now we're gonna get some sleep, and in the morning we're driving to Mammoth. We woke up at 8 and got there at around 3. We're at Mammoth. Wait, what's it called?
Mammoth Cave.
Mammoth Cave National Park, and we're about to go into the caves. You guys, we'll tell you what we think. We've never been here before. We didn't know you were supposed to reserve your tickets in advance, but as you can see, we got like the last minute ones at the perfect time. We had gotten there at 3, and those were the last ones available for the day. It was perfect, and the campsite we had it reserved in advance. It was only $25 for the night, and it was so cool. They were so huge, and when you go inside of them, it's like 54 degrees, whereas outside it was way hotter, so it was really cold. Such a switch up. If you're claustrophobic, I don't even think it's an issue. They're so big and well lit up, and the tour guide was so great. And they've been here for hundreds of thousands of years. They're like the largest cave system in the world. Super, super cool. Would totally recommend. Hi. I'm sitting on top of the roof right now at the park. We already went into the cave. It was so amazing. Here's our view from the top of the van. So we're just going to stay here for the night, and then we'll drive home in the morning. It'll be a lot shorter than the drive through from Chicago back to Georgia. There's so much to do above ground here too. There's so many hikes. I definitely want to go back because we were just kind of pooped from all the driving, so we kind of just relaxed. But it was so beautiful here. There was so much wildlife. We saw a lot of deer. There were some bats at night and always some bird sounds. And it was really pretty to just sit up on the van roof and watch the sunset. Look at the fireflies. And then at night we went out and we stargazed, and then we woke up really late the next day at like checkout time, and we hurried out and we drove on the way home. That was the trip.